What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Lazy Girl World, and today we are talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode 4. Can't remember the title. But before we get into it, please make sure that if you like this video, that you actually press that like button. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time I post a video. Obviously, you have to hit the subscribe button in order to do that. Go ahead and do that as well. And share this with others. Maybe somebody else wants to talk about it. Alright, so episode 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes right after, essentially, episode 3 as far as timeline is concerned. And this one is still in 1955. We haven't jumped yet. And Coulson is kind of like a old school, like, gumshoe. Is that the thing? I don't know, like old school detective, like monologue. Coulson's like, and then, you know, we went into the place, and then there was a dame, and blah, 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 blah. And then, so, there's a storyline. So, initially, I thought that this was like an all in his head sort of thing, but it was not. It was actually happening. But, it was like a malfunction of sorts. So, since he was knocked out with the EMP blast, kind of messed with his head, and he had like a whole monologue situation going on. So they realized that the chronocoms were not done in 1955. I wonder why they skipped, because it did jump. Oh no, tripping. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So the chronocoms were not done. They realized, even though they failed with the Helios, that since Daniel Sousa was still there, they could still kind of like, you know, make some things happen. So Daniel Sousa was supposed to be making a drop, and so I believe they showed this on Agent Carter. He's supposed to be meeting up with somebody, making a drop, giving somebody a suitcase. Then at that point in time, he's supposed to die. And so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so all the agents are trying to make sure he makes it to the drop. So throughout this whole situation, they're just trying to make sure that Daniel Sousa makes it to the location for the handoff with somebody, because obviously if any part in that gets messed up, if he doesn't die, then it messes with the timeline, which can in the end mean the chronocoms kind of like take over the world, you know, for whatever reason. So a lot of things end up happening. Deke gets knocked over the head and taken, so he's gone. They end up realizing Enoch is in 1955, you know, because he's a chronocom, obviously still alive. They end up realizing he's in 1955, but they just keep using him. They keep calling through a payphone, then having them transfer him to the Zephyr. So he's getting sad because he's like, y'all don't really care about me. You're just using me, you know, to get you to the Zephyr, which is kind of messed up. Y'all not gonna come say hello, come talk to me. By the end of it, you know, when Deke called him, he was like, nah, shut up, man, I'll transfer you. I don't feel like hearing you be excited about talking to me. So Deke gets taken, and they end up, Daniel Sousa and Agent Coulson end up on a train because they're trying to get the suitcase and trying to make sure he gets the drop, trying to make sure that he doesn't die, because on the train, the chronocoms decided, look, we don't have to, like, yes, he can die later without making the drop, but, or not without making the drop, he can die later and make the drop, but we can also make it so that he dies and doesn't make the drop, because the whole, you know, the whole drop handoff thing was the main thing, not just killing him, but the technology that he was going to hand off, because he ends up handing it off and gets killed by Hydra in Agent Carter and in all the canon, I believe. I don't even know if I use the right word, canon. I don't know. But, so, the chronocoms on the train, they're like, nah, we'll just kill him now. And then they end up not being able to kill him. Sousa realizes, like, nah, this lady that's been talking to me, she's kind of like, she's trying to play me. I realize there are people trying to kill me. So, he doesn't get killed. Like, so he starts fighting. Coulson comes in there, starts helping him, and Daisy and Mac come and help him. They decide, well, we'll just get you on the train or on the Zephyr. That way, I just realized last year I called it a Quinjet. Don't know if that was the right word. Or last video. I said last year. Woo! Where's my brain? But yeah, on the Zephyr. So they get them there and they're like, we'll just keep them here. That way, we'll make sure that he doesn't die before he needs to make the handoff. Obviously, everybody's feeling a little weird about that because they're like, we actually don't want him to die. You know, they're like, it's easier letting a good guy live, but it's kind of hard. It's easier letting a bad guy live, but it's harder letting a good guy die. Because, you know, first or second episode, they let Wilfred Malik live. Bad guy goes on to be the father of Hydra. But now we have to let Daniel Sousa die. That's kind of messed up. He's one of the forefathers of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of the founders of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, you know, they're feeling a little weird about it. And he's on the train, on the Zephyr. And then, so Mac and Daisy, they decide, you know what, we don't want him to die. Let's make waves in history. We're not about to let this happen. So, through some things, we realize May is able to, like, feel when other people are what other people's emotions are. So she's still not able to feel emotions because what happened with season 6, but she was able to feel other people's emotions. So when she first shook Daniel Sousa's hand, she felt confused, but also she felt like he felt the urge to run. So, you know, as they're figuring out, we don't want Daniel Sousa to die, he takes off. He's like, we landed, we need to get out of here. They're like, just wait. Takes off on a motorcycle. He goes to make the drop, and fortunately they intercept him so he does not get shot by a Hydra agent. So what they do is they kind of shoot him with like a tranquilizer dart and knock him out, and then Coulson pretends to be him. So he goes, still gets shot by the Hydra people, and you know, then the rest of the agents come and like get Coulson's body, because obviously he's not actually dead. And then technically now Daniel Sousa, as far as the history book's concerned, is dead. I don't know why I put that part in quotation marks. But he is dead, and there have been no big waves. Maybe tiny ripples that will happen later, but as far as everyone's concerned, he's dead. As far as history is concerned, he's dead. As far as the Chronicoms are concerned, he's dead. So, and then they also fix Coulson so that he's not doing a monologue that whole episode. Because initially, I thought we were in like Coulson's head. I was like, this has to be like a fake scenario. Like maybe Daniel Sousa really isn't in trouble. This has to be a dream of his where they're trying to fix him. But turns out it was all real, and he was doing this weird head monologue. Because there was something wrong with his system, as I mentioned at the beginning. But I am super excited, you guys, just to see someone from Agent of Carter. He's been in a ton of other things, I can't remember what, but just that we're having like the whole Agent of Carter, or Agent Carter, Peggy Carter, like cast come in with this cast. So in the end, we end up jumping. At the very end of the episode, we end up jumping. Turns out they're going to jump to the 70s. So they left Enoch, which is horrible because he's Chronicom. He's there all alone. He's sad. He's feeling like they don't like him and they're not friends with him. So hopefully we get to see him in the next episode. But yeah, so I'm super excited to have Daniel Sousa. I don't know how they're going to use him. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about. Because yes, he's dead as far as history books are concerned, but if anyone from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. sees him, then they'll know that he's alive. And I feel like that'll still kind of change, you know, create these ripples and waves in the timeline, which can in the end means that the Chronicoms will still win. And if that's the case, then they could have just, you know, got rid of Wilfred Malik in episode 1 and we wouldn't even have the 7th season. So far, I'm super excited about season 7. Very sad that it's the last episode, or the last season, because I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sometimes I feel like they didn't market it well enough so that it didn't get all the ratings. I don't know, because sometimes it just came at random times. I don't know, but hopefully it sticks around. I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited that it's ending? Sad that it's ending? What did you think about this episode? And what do you think? How do you think the storyline will progress? Right now, I don't have any thoughts on it. I'm just kind of like being taken for this wild ride. So just let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.